Here's what's happened here. You learned the concept, you absorbed it, you reframed it, you taught it to somebody. That person not only is going to remember who you are and be thankful that you just give them some value, but you have just anchored that concept or that idea or that belief or that thought into your subconscious mind. Good Thursday morning, Sales Ascender. I hope you are killing it this week. I hope this week has been flawless for you. Maybe you booked a new deal. Maybe you blocked in a ton of new appointments. Either way, I'm just excited to be here with you today. My name's Sean. I'm the CSO of the Sales Ascenders and one of the co-founders. And today we had such a wonderful question come in. It came in actually from Jeff S. yesterday. Jeff S. asks this. He says, Sean, I feel like I don't have any time to read. I know I need to maximize my time and efforts. Do you have any tips? And this, let me just adjust my screen there a little bit so you can see my face. All right. So this is a wonderful question. And I believe that we should always continue to learn, always continue to read and become smarter, better, stronger, and faster. And one thing I can tell you for sure is there's always somebody out there that is stronger, better, and faster than you, than me, than everybody else that's out there. Just because they were born before us, they've gone through some of the similar education, and they'll be at a place where they have literally just done the stuff that you might be trying to do. So reading is super valuable, important. Continued education is literally the life of your continued growth of your business. If you're not getting smarter, then your clients don't have the opportunity to learn from you and continue to get smarter. So reading, first off, I just want to share is like super valuable. And I think this is really, really clean. But for those people out there that are listening to me saying, Sean, Jeff's right. Like, I don't have time to read. Reading takes a long time. Maybe you're not the fastest reader, right? I studied speed reading because I sucked at reading. I was such a slow reader. I ended up investing in like 5 different courses just to learn the skill on how to speed read. I learned about 6 different techniques. I ended up settling with the one that Tai Lopez taught or teaches. It's a 3-phase approach where you can actually read an entire book in about an hour. You know, Tai Lopez always talks about, hey, I can go read a book an hour. But the way that he was reading isn't traditional reading. So with that said, I can share that with you as just a value tip at the end here. But I wanted to get into, what Jeff asked. He says, hey, look, I don't feel like I have time to read. I know I need to maximize my time and efforts. Do you have any tips? Yes. So the tip is this: learn for 2. What does that mean, Sean? Well, when you learn for 2, you're not only taking a book and you're reading it. So like, hey, I'm reading this book, I'm going through it, I'm learning some stuff. But then I'm going to turn around and I'm going to teach it in my own version, my own style, and just give credit to the person who wrote the books. Like, hey, I learned this tip from Claude Hopkins in scientific advertising. And in this particular, I'll just jump over to the page I'm at right now. The Art in Advertising is the page I'm on. And he says here, apply to your advertising common sense, take the opinion of nobody, the verdict of nobody, who knows nothing about his returns. So basically in this one is, one of the things he suggests is only listen to people that have actually done the thing that you're trying to do, and only take advice from the people that have got the results that you're trying to get. That's great advice. I didn't have that advice for you. I learned it from him. And that's what I mean when I say learn for 2. So when you read it, let it absorb into your mind, and then digest, reframe, and go teach somebody. I learned this concept from Steve Larson. I love Steve Larson. He's my offer coach, right? You have a coach for specific things as you get into the entrepreneurial world. Like, for example, anything marketing, anything funnels, the only person I listen to is Russell Brunson. Why? Because he has the results I want. So I go learn from him, and then I'll turn some of his concepts around in my mind, and I'll say, oh, this is how I can understand it. I'm going to break it down more simply, and now I'm going to go teach it to somebody. That's the process, right? That's the piece that's going to stick in your head. So literally you could open a book today and you could read one sentence that hits you some way. And the best way to read books, like this is literally the best way that I've ever found to read a book. Find a book that you're interested in. Find a book that's going to solve the problem that you're facing in your business today. Pick up that book, start reading the book. Doesn't matter what page, just open it. When you hit the first line that hits you and you're like, oh, that's so powerful for me, stop reading for the day. You're done. Take that one concept, digest it, let it in. Feels good, right? And then reabsorb it into your own words and turn around, and the first person you come across that you think could use the value, share it or teach that one concept to this person. Hey, look, have you ever read this book? Oh, no, I haven't. Well, oh my gosh, like today I was reading and I found this one cool thing. Is it cool if I share it with you? Yes. Okay, check this out. In this book, he says, when you're advertising, you should never, ever listen to ordinary common sense of people that have never gotten the results that you want. What does that even mean to you? I don't know. You start a conversation with somebody. Next thing you know, they're like, oh, that makes sense. Like, I'm only going to listen to people that actually have done the thing that got the results that I was trying to get. Yes. Here's what's happened here. You learned the concept, you absorbed it, you reframed it, you taught it to somebody. That person not only is going to remember who you are and be thankful that you just give them some value, but you have just anchored that concept or that idea or that belief or that thought into your subconscious mind, the alligator brain, what do they call the reptilian brain, right? That's the secret here. So when you are reading, here's the best tips that I can share with you. Find a book that's going to help you solve a problem, whatever problem that may be in your business. Open the book, start reading the book, get to the first thing in that book as you're reading that hits you, and stop reading. Talk about, think about, listen to, absorb that one piece of the nugget. Now, whether it be a podcast, you can get information there. You can get them from YouTube videos. I like reading because literally there's something to like pens. I like to highlight. I like to write notes, but that's my style. When I find my first thing that I've read for the day, I stop reading and I say, okay, how can I reteach this to somebody else? Absorb, change, teach it to somebody. And that's the end of the cycle. And that's the secret, right? That's how I've been able to retain, right? Because a lot of people can go read books. In fact, Ashley Latimer, one of my dear friends yesterday, was saying, she heard a really cool quote. It was, it's not how many books you read, it's how many books you've reread, right? And absorbed and learned and applied. That's probably more powerful than saying, hey, I've read 10,000 books. It's no, I've read 5 books, but I've read each of those 5 books 100 times and I could almost recite every single one of them, and I've internalized it and I've taught those 5 books to the next people. Guess what? You're going to become a specialist if you do this. Everybody wants to be a specialist. Think about going for brain surgery, right? You're not going to go to a general doctor to get brain surgery. It just doesn't happen. Like, I would never trust my brain with somebody digging in my brain with tools if I knew they were just a general practitioner and they were like diagnosing the common cold. No. I'm going to go find the guy that's buried in surgery in brain only, and that's the guy that I'm going to go talk to about my brain. Same concept in your business. What's the power zone? What's your superpower that you have? What are the 5 books around that topic or category that you could go internalize 100 times and then start to teach those concepts in your own style and give credit to the person you learned that from? That is, I believe, the secret to maximizing time and efforts. And those would be the tips that I would share with you today. I hope that helped you. Happy Thirsty Thursday. I love your face. And guess what? If this was valuable to you and you've never heard the Learn for Two theory, take it, use it. Say, hey, Sean taught me this cool thing today. Go teach it to somebody else. Like, that's a very easy way for you to anchor the thought into your subconscious mind, into your reptilian brain, the long-term memory piece of the brain. And that's how it works. So with that said, I love you. Happy Thirsty Thursday. And guess what? We're headed back to Vegas. Super excited to get back to our home this next week here. So we will be back in the digital underverse, as we call our little office there. So with that said, I love you. Happy Thursday. We'll see you next week. Have a great and safe weekend. And remember, let's prospect, let's ascend, go fight, win, start conversations with the right people today, and your business is going to grow tomorrow.